Designer Notes Subject 127. I'm a little late on this Casioak game. I don't have to bore you with an intro of how successful this collection is. All you have to know is that I finally jumped the bandwagon with the full intention of ruffling everyone in the said wagon. So I bought the cheapest GA2100 with a plan to mod it because that's what all the cool kids are doing. But being the moderate rebel that I am, I want to mod this Casio differently. Since I have the new GM2100s coming in, which actually already came in, I sought out a case mod that would fit both Gshocks and their colorways. Now that we have all of the parts in, let's put this mod together and see how fun it is to play around with a Casioak. Before my kids see this piece, and well, I don't see it for weeks on end. Like, comment, and subscribe for content you'd like to see next. Follow us at Instagram at DesanityAruba for behind the scenes content. Email us at DesanityAruba@gmail.com. The dimensions for the GA2100 is 45.4 millimeters in diameter with a lug distance of 48.5 millimeters. The thickness is 11.8 millimeters, which is well received as one of the thinnest Gshocks all around. The module used here is the 5611, which is an analog digital module that has a number of features such as alarms, stopwatch, world time, and calendar. These are the quick specifications of the GA2100. The overall impression is that this collection is sleek and compact in design, that has a very lightweight due to the carbon core build. It's not perfect, and you can clearly see where they cut costs, such as this plasticky buckle. The rest of the strap is the same molded resin that is familiar to many of us. At the back, we can see the carbon core engraved backplate with the actual carbon core inner case visible around it. From this side, you can also spot the quick release spring bars. The dial side showcases the 9 different shades of red, which is very welcome and quite interesting. There's a dual LED setup to help that hard to read display. Operating the buttons is your typical Gshock affair that takes some effort to push. On the wrist is where this Gshock feels really good with the supreme lightness and comfort that is actually better than the ever so popular 5600. It has the same lug distance, but the thinner weight of the GA2100 is very noticeable. Disassembling this Gshock is pretty simple and shouldn't give people much of an issue. You just need to unthread 4 screws on the side of the lugs, release the straps, which is even easier now with the quick release spring bars, and then lift the rubbery resin bezel off the watch head. To turn this GA2100 into a Royal Oak homage, I wanted a case mod that doesn't look anything like many videos we've seen on YouTube. There has been many versions of these cases that ever so closely resembles the Royal Oak and even the Offshore. This mod is a fully integrated case and bracelet version that makes the transformation very easy to do. Just drop the module in the case, screw it in with the provided and matching screws, and you're done. Well, you've likely seen this process before, but you may have not seen this Florentine finish Casioak. On the wrist, the hammered surface of the case and bracelet sparkles with every bouncing light ray. It mimics the effect of tiny diamonds, but toned down a little and with less luster. The bracelet has some articulation, but it's quite stiff and tends to curve out of your wrist. This makes it appear much larger when worn. It is an affordable case after all, so you have to temper your expectations. What I quite enjoy in this aftermarket case and bracelet is the various finishes all over. The sides have some half-decent vertical brush and some great polished chamfers on the bezel and the edges of the band. These complement the hammered finish that covers the top surface. I can assume that these are machine applied due to its very even and shallow hammering. The beauty of handcrafting is in the perceivable inconsistencies no matter what medium it may be. Otherwise, the product will just appear mechanical. Speaking of mechanical parts, these links are held together by screws, so resizing the bracelet is also pretty convenient. Behind the case, the module sits snugly, making it a proper fit. Also proper is the actual build of the bracelet. The tolerances are tight, with very little wobbling. There's a milled out clasp that's surprisingly thick, and both flaps are secured nicely with pins. You need to press both buttons to release the clasp. The buttons are still functional, despite having the thick metal shroud. This mod came with all the tools to unscrew the GA2100, to secure the provided screws, and push tool for the links. Phase 1 of the plan is complete, and I'm very happy with the results. Now let's see if we can swap this out with the new GM2100 module. The navy blue model would look very nicely inside this case with all its metallic dial finishes. I imagine it would be fun to easily swap dial colors to match the mood you're in or occasion you're bringing this watch to. However, all of that will just have to remain in the seats of my imagination. The GM2100 module won't fit this case mod. It's rather disappointing, but it's the risk we face in the customization scene. Until I could find a way to make this module fit, this little VFX shot would do for now. Looking at the finished piece, the fancy appeal of the Florentine or frosted finish looks so different to the plastic matted look of the dial. I can see it could even be off-putting to some, unless viewed from afar. It is definitely wearable, and I could foresee myself enjoying some time with this blinged out Casioak. The dimensions are close to the new metal Casioak, but I doubt that that's something in consideration here. Beside each other, it's wildly different. It's a complete culture shift in style, without any regard for its core purpose of being an indestructible device of timekeeping. But I guess that's why I bought this mod in the first place. To have a chance to wear something that's completely out of my style. It's not a versatile watch. I can see this working on certain nighttime clubbing attire that I'm very likely not going to be into. But it's fun. It's not common. It's somewhat loud, but with a touch of class. It's so uncommon that sadly this mod is currently sold out from AliExpress. Customization is a genre that draws many people in. It's inherently an expression of oneself. To turn something that is recognizable to many into something that is uniquely different. Sometimes it's a good different, but also sometimes, let's just call it your taste different. With this Casioak, I really don't know what I created. A Crimson Frankenstein for club hopping lumberjacks? Maybe. A novelty piece for the Twilight franchise? I hope not. A bastardization of all things Nico Leonard loves and hates? We'll see. I don't know. What I do know is, this is mine. Well, at least in the past 8 minutes.